Hello, it's Dr. Cinema, and I'm here to talk to you today on Dr. Cinema's Diagnosis, an entire movie franchise known as the Jurassic Park franchise. And yes, Quachi, I know that this movie is famous and it's good for the motherfucking T Rex, but we're talking more than that. He really loves the T Rex. But anyway, there's been news coming in about Jurassic World 2 recently, and seems to be pretty good. But I'm here to diagnose the franchise to figure out if we really need more Jurassic sequels. But before we can get into that, let me give you my general opinion on each film. The first Jurassic Park film, it's it's a great film. It's not perfect, but it's full of extraordinarily well. It's a great film. Now, The Lost World, Jurassic Park, bad film. I mean, I like to make fun of Jeff Goldblum's performance in this one, but it's a bad film. I mean, come on, it's a big disappointment. And then Jurassic Park 3, it is another disappointment, but it's a touch better than The Lost World because it knows it's bad, doesn't really try to do anything else like Lost World tried to do and failed. Just it is what it is, so it's a touch better than that. And of course, we have Jurassic World. Now, this is the best Jurassic sequel, but that's really not saying much. I mean, the CGI in Jurassic World, it's not great. I want to be able to reach out and pet and interact with the dinosaurs. That's the magic of this franchise, but that just wasn't evident in Jurassic World. Now, Jurassic World, it's an above average film with some remarkable scenes, especially the scene with like the pterodactyls flying in at the crowd, grabbing people, carrying them, dropping them in the water tank for other dinosaurs to eat them. I mean, that's a really great scene. That's new. That's innovative. And of course, that kick-ass dinosaur fight at the end with the Indominus Rex, Tyrannosaurus Rex, and the Raptor. I mean, that is that scene alone is worth the admission of a ticket for Jurassic World. Now, that being said, should the Jurassic franchise keep making more movies? Now, well, let's go back to the first movie and see what makes it so well. I The story is actually a decent story. Like a guy with a lot of money invests in scientists to find a way to clone and bring dinosaurs back to life. Tries to make it into an amusement park. Brings scientists in to determine if everything is like a-okay. The system fails and they have to chase and get away from a bunch of dinosaurs on the loose. Like that's an exciting premise. That's a movie you want to go see. And and the magic of this movie is that it had like animatronics and practical effects, but also knew when to use CGI and use it effectively. It was a perfect balance, and it was magical. It really was. Now with The Lost World, they tried to go a little far with the story by saying like there's another island that they never really try to turn into a park with a bunch of dinosaurs on the loose, and they want to try to make that into. They want to take the dinosaurs from that island and turn them into like a zoo exhibit in the United States. I mean, that's just a bad idea. Have they not heard about what happened in the in the original Jurassic Park? What they tried to do? Why would you try to do that in the United States? That doesn't make sense. They're already trying to stretch your belief too far on that one. With the third one, one of the scientists gets hired by a couple to go in and find their son who has been missing on the island for a while, and that's again stretching our belief too far because why would anyone allow a kid to go near that dinosaur island? Too that's stupid. I mean, come on, you're stretching our belief there. That's why partly why those two sequels failed. They just stretched our belief too far. Now with Jurassic World, it's actually a decent premise. Like officially opened the park. So we actually see the park for the first time. It actually looks good, but attendance and interest has gone down a little bit. So they try to genetically create a new dinosaur. Now that right there is actually pretty great. Like this is actually new. This is interesting. Of course, it turns into like another Jurassic sequel where dinosaur gets loose and everyone's in danger and that stuff. But they actually made brought something new to the story and try to connect it to like modern day and like what happens with amusement parks in modern day real life. I mean, that's actually thinking about how to create this story into a better thing. Although there are a lot of parts of the story where it's a little bit cliche and it gets a little bit boring, but it was new enough where it actually got our attention. And well, like I said before, the CG was not that great in Jurassic World. Like it just took the I want to be in their element out. Like I want to actually believe they're real dinosaurs. I don't know why that movie failed in trying to deliver on that. Now, there's been some news recently coming from the set of Jurassic World 2. Now, from what I've heard, general story of this is going to be focused on animal rights, which is a topic that was sort of touched upon in The Lost World, but never actually explored that well. So, if they're going with that one, I want them to actually delve deeper into that topic. Now, another thing is that the director of this film also directed a movie known as A Monster Calls, which was released last year, I believe it was, and it got praised for using both practical effects and CGI and balanced them perfectly, apparently. I never actually seen it, but I heard he did a good job on that, so this is getting my hopes up that they actually use practical effects and CGI effectively. Now, I've also heard that it's surprisingly darker. I mean, Jurassic Park was kind of dark with like the dinosaur attacks and everything. What can they do to possibly make it darker? I mean, that's my interest, but I really doubt that they can really make it more darker than it already is. I mean, dinosaurs on the loose. How much darker can you really get? And then we've got Jeff Goldblum apparently coming back to reprise his role as Ian Malcolm. I mean, why is he there? I mean, this just seems like it's trying to connect too much to the original trilogy. I just don't understand why he needs to be there, even though I would like to make fun of his performance. And of course, we got a new character played by an actor whose name I can't remember, but the character is supposed to be like the science partner of John Hammond, the original owner and creator of Jurassic Park, and it's coming to deal with the blowback of what happened in the first movie. Now that's actually kind of interesting. It's again doing something a little bit new, even though it was sort of touched upon in Lost World, but never actually fully explored. And now I've also heard that there's a underwater dinosaur chase scene with submarines, and that's bringing something new. That sounds exciting. Like if they're going to make more Jurassic sequels, they need to be able to take risks. They need to be able to actually use practical effects and CGI effectively and balance it out. They and that I just didn't see how they did that well in Jurassic World. I'm just they need to be able to know when to do things and when not to do things. And we've known from other franchises that a lot of the time, that the creators just don't really know that. So I'll wait until see Jurassic World 2 comes out and see if they can actually create more stories, create more events with this franchise, or whether it should stop. But what I'm trying to say is we can't know right now whether or not the franchise should end or not. We'll see how Jurassic World 2 goes, but what I'm looking for, if you want to do this the right way, more focus on practical effects with good CGI when you need to. Less cliches and tropes. Make the human characters interesting and relatable. bring something new with the action sequences and such, bring something new and innovative, and just have a story premise that doesn't stretch our relief and actually gets us talking. Because I would like to see a very smart Jurassic movie. So right now, the Jurassic franchise, it's can go either way with how it can go, but I sincerely hope it does well though. That's the Dr. Cinema Diagnosis. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see you next time.